वज्रादपि कठोराणि मृदूनि कुसुमादपि लोकोत्तराणां चेतांसि को हि विज्ञातुमर्हति.
Today we sit with one of the most beloved lines in all of Sanskrit literature, a verse that poets have quoted for over 1,000 years whenever words fail before a truly great soul. It comes from the pen of Bhavabhuti in his masterpiece, the Uttararamacharita. Listen to it first. Vajradapi katorani, briduni kusumadapi, lokottaranam chetamsi, kohi vidnatum arhati. Harder than the thunderbolt, softer than the flower. Such are the hearts of extraordinary beings. Who indeed can hope to understand them? Let us open the words one by one. Vajrat api means than even the Vajra. The Vajra is the thunderbolt of Indra, the weapon that nothing can resist. And the same word also means diamond, the hardest substance the ancient world knew. Katorani means hard, stern, unyielding. Then the mirror image. Briduni means soft, tender, delicate. Kusumat api, than even a flower. Notice how the poet has crossed the words in the original line, hard and soft woven around each other, so that the very shape of the verse holds the two opposites in one embrace. Then comes the subject, Lokottaranam, from Loka meaning the world and Uttara meaning beyond. Those who are beyond the ordinary world, the extraordinary ones. Chetamsi means their hearts, and here the poet chose his word carefully. He does not say hridaya, the emotional heart. He says chetas, from the root chit, to be conscious, meaning the entire inner being, the whole depth of a person. And finally, kohi vidnatum arhati. Ko means who. Vijnatum comes from the root jna, to know, with the prefix vi meaning to know thoroughly, to analyze all the way through. Arhati means is able, but also is worthy. So the question is sharper than it first sounds. Not just who can understand such hearts, but who is even qualified to. Now, why did Bhavabhuti write this? The context is one of the most painful moments in the entire Ramayana. Rama is now king. A washerman in the city has cast crude doubt on Sita's purity from her time in captivity. And Rama, believing a king must be beyond even the shadow of reproach, banishes his own beloved wife, who is carrying his children to the forest. This is the story Bhavabhuti's play dramatizes. And in the second act, deep in the forest, a wandering ascetic named Atreyi is speaking with Vasanti, the gentle deity of the woods, and Rama's deeds are being recounted. Here is a man famous as the very embodiment of tenderness, a man who once wept like a child at losing Sita, and this same man with one command sent her away, and has lived in silent agony ever since. Faced with that impossible combination, the verse rises like a gasp. Harder than the thunderbolt, softer than the flower. Who can fathom such a heart? It is not an accusation, and it is not a defense. It is awe. And in that awe lies the deep teaching. We usually imagine character as a point on a line. Someone is fairly strict or someone is rather gentle. The extraordinary heart, Bhavabhuti says, is not a point on that line at all. It holds both extremes at once and both at full strength. The severity does not dilute the love, and the love does not soften the severity. And look closely at how the two are aimed. In the great heart, the hardness of the Vajra is turned toward duty, toward principle, and above all, toward one's own comfort. The softness of the flower is turned toward beings, toward the suffering of others. The ordinary heart, if we are honest, tends to do the reverse. Soft on itself, hard on everyone else. The verse quietly asks us to turn both around. This wisdom echoes everywhere once you hear it. A modern Zen teacher gave it a beautiful form. Strong back, soft front. An upright spine of principle carrying an open, undefended heart. Modern psychology built an entire school of therapy on the same paradox, holding radical acceptance and relentless change together at once, because either one alone fails. The Tao Te Ching says, "Nothing in the world is softer than water, yet nothing is better at wearing down stone." And every parent has lived this verse without knowing it. On the day the child must be taken for a painful injection, or the evening a boundary must be held while the child cries. Love that cannot be firm when firmness protects is not yet complete love. So let this verse question you gently. Where in your life are you hard where you should be soft? Perhaps with the people closest to you. And where are you soft where you should be hard? Perhaps with your own habits, your own standards. Is there a difficult thunderbolt decision you have been avoiding because it costs you something you love? And is there someone you have judged as cold or contradictory whose depths you may simply not have fathomed? Here is a simple practice for this week. Each evening, write 2 short lines. First, your Vajra line. One moment today when you held or failed to hold a principle firmly, especially against your own comfort. Second, your Kusuma line. One moment when you were or failed to be truly tender towards someone who could not repay it. And watch for the rare, precious moment when you manage both at once, firm on the issue, soft on the person. Carry this phrase with you into every difficult conversation. Hard on the problem, soft on the person. Hard on myself, soft on the world. Vajradapi katorani, mriduni kusumadapi. May your heart grow vast enough to hold the thunderbolt and the flower together.
वज्रादपि कठोराणि मृदूनि कुसुमादपि लोकोत्तराणां चेतांसि को हि विज्ञातुमर्हति।